Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hey y'all, it's Gail Traco, Christina Nelson, and our special guest today, Ryals official. Ryals, welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Oh, well, we are so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about where you're originally from and how did you get to the U.S.?
Absolutely. Long story. I don't think we have the time, but I'm going to put my 20 years. I'm originally Ukrainian. I was born and raised in Ukraine, which is Eastern Europe. And I moved to the U.S. 4 years ago in 2017, immigrated by myself, and started from scratch. And here I am. 4 years has been a long time, interesting time. And, I moved when I was 22, now I'm 26. So it's like that time when your prefrontal cortex doing all the job to finish forming and growing up is sort of ends there. So I kind of grew up here, if that makes sense, became an adult. Yeah.
You grew up really fast.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You've come so far in a career to be 26, Ryals. I have a set of twins that are 29. And my oldest son is 33. He's an engineer. And they're all on various successful career paths that they like. But at 22, I don't think they could have moved to New York or would have taken that step, even being born here in the U.S.
Absolutely. Mine either.
Just saying that. Yeah, it's my life unraveled pretty fast, and I just had to, find a way around, and, all the thoughts led me here. And, it took a lot, and the years that, in transition, let's say that, it really seemed like I had to talk to my therapist at that time. I was like, all right, I need you right now, because it seemed like 30 years has passed. I'm only 25 at the time. I don't know what's happening. Like, you need to explain what just had happened, 4 years of running here and 10 years prior to make that happen. So I need to unravel a little, and it helped.
Right.
Did, and I'm in such a good place right now mentally.
Was there something what made you choose the U.S. to migrate to? Because you could have immigrated to the U.K., you could have gone to Spain, you could have gone to Greece or Italy. Those are all phenomenal European countries. I
100% agree. To be completely honest, I think it just started from childhood. I think it was, you as a child, as a person growing, you get all the information that you can, and I think like 50% of our TV was American movies, so that's basically all I knew.
Right.
Yeah, the USSR movies that my mom used to love watching, and American movies that I quickly transitioned to because I sort of felt myself related. And growing up with that set mindset, I think right now initially that what formed, my perception and why I wanted to come here. And the way the movies progressed, and we had, gay culture slowly entering the films, and it seemed like, the acceptance is here, and
yes.
I had 0, if not negative 105.
But come on, it was cool to be in the United States, right? Be honest, it's just cool.
No,
it's just cool.
100%. That's all they talk about there. It's either you.
Right.
Here, I mean Ukraine, or oh my God, New York. So I'm like, okay, I'll be that all my life in New York one day. But there's a million little pieces that formed that life that I wanted.
I have to ask, because it's killing me. Now,
please do.
I had a friend that was Ukrainian, so I have to ask a question because we don't want to die. Okay.
Not
now,
here.
Isn't it
not today?
I gotta ask, because I'm
not
gay.
On camera,
I have to ask. I have a wife. Is it not illegal to be gay in Ukraine?
So we don't have we don't have laws like Russia. Is it
Yes.
or like 70? We are not 72 countries which being gay is illegal. We just don't have legal rights. We can marry, we cannot adopt, we cannot
But is it shunned in your country? Is it shunned?
Is it what? I'm sorry.
Shunned. Do people look down on it?
Yeah.
People are just in general homophobic. I don't know where it was, probably still in the Soviet Union, where there's still no gay people in Russia, and I think Ukraine didn't fall far from it. And I think the new generation right now, like my younger brother, who's straight, but he's like so accepting, and like he's like, I don't care, that's life. But that's that's so many years past that. And while I was growing up, it was, first of all, I didn't know anything about being gay. It was never ever mentioned anywhere besides homophobic jokes. So we didn't have Instagram, nothing. So I didn't see it in the movies until when there's a gay character was portrayed like in Miss Congeniality or something. Person, who everyone makes fun of in Ukraine. So you're like, oh, I guess I can be that. And then you really don't have any example to identify yourself with. And as a person growing up, you're like, you want to identify yourself because that's how, you observe, and you're like, oh, this is my identity. I want to be that. I want to be a princess. I want to be a king. I want to be a loving animal person or whatever. And there was just no gays to see. So you're like, I guess I'm just, different, and I don't know anybody who's gay. So that's just like part of the experience, that large experience that led into like very suppressive life. And it's still like that in Ukraine, like living in New York in that beautiful bubble where 4 years was enough to develop myself as as a person, to be honest. Like I was always
who you are,
but even more, and I, with an open mind, with a different mentality, who always was related somehow to like, people here, because like, that's what they say, you're not different, you just need to find your people, So, even I, with that open mind, as I said, I was a little shocked with like what's going on in New York. And then like, oh my God, so I'm not that open-minded. But it took me like half a year, maybe at most, to stop staring at people. Because
I would too.
It was just new to me. It was just new to me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think I was jealous for most of the time.
Yeah.
But jealousy is covered because why would I be jealous? You don't want to be jealous. You cover it with anger, and sometimes you cover it with some sort of homophobia on its own, and if you don't recognize it, even if like I'm gay, I was always gay, and I still had some conservative stuff to me because it was just poured in me since I was very little. So anyhow, postponing to 4 years later, I'm like, oh my God, the world is great. I can be myself. Myself. The world has changed. Everything in Ukraine is fine, I guess. There's no game. Russia's happy. I don't know. And then it just takes a minute to go on Instagram to somebody's comments, or to go and see what's on the news, or like to ask people around, and then you're like, oh, the world hasn't changed. The world for you has changed. So you're sort of like, yes, you fought for this life. Yes, you wanted it. Yes, you have changed it, and you sacrificed a lot. But the world hasn't changed yet. And the place where you're coming from is still, if I come like that to Ukraine, I'm in trouble. Because then I'm like, am I gonna come back in one piece? Am I gonna be alive in general?
Oh wow, right.
Like right now, as I'm a confident person, I don't care about people shaming, because I can stand for myself, or I can just I really read a book. So
I'm in awe at your talent and how handsome you are. So there you have that on the table.
You're such a kind person, and you're oh my God, I appreciate it. I guess it's genes. I have nothing to do with that. The only thing I could do is to grow confidence, to just spread the love and spread the beautiful energy. And and this energy repels.
Don't stop.
I never stop. I promise. Until I'm alive, I'm going to spread that, because that lets me to meet people wonderful like you are. And in general, it just attracts all the wonderful and polite and people who want help, and who are just open and who enjoy life. obviously not always. There are some morons, beg your pardon for saying that, but you know.
Well, tell us a little bit about, you know, in the U.S., two of the most famous gay celebrities that I know that you know, when I was growing up were Liberace and Elton John.
Yeah.
So these two celebrities very much lived their lifestyle, you know, with dress and their philosophies and generosity to charities and being very helpful and giving back to communities. You know, Elton John still has a home here in Atlanta, where he spends time every year. So, you know, he's very much a local here, and you could run into him any point in time in the year when he's visiting the city. So I think we've had at least some positive experiences. And Ryals, my oldest son, is gay, and we are Mormons, so the Mormon Church doesn't recognize that. And I've put the bishop in his place many times over the last 20 years. And
trust me, she did.
Yeah, I did. It's you have to be who you are, and you have to be free to live with who you are. So I really personally admire you being a spokesperson. Tell us a little bit about your tour. I know Vinny probably shared a little bit more than he should have with me. He's got a huge tour coming up starting this fall to 200 schools in the United States.
Yeah, I again, a year ago, I found Vinny, and who became my manager. I found Vinny as a music consultant first, and at the same time, I found a therapist because I'm confused as hell. I'm like, I told my therapist,
honey, I have one too. I get it.
No, it's interesting. Like all of my friends right now, which are, you know, still like back in Ukraine, and like how, you know, now people here, and we are all, you know, when there's too much to unravel, we seek for help, and that's absolutely normal and wonderful. And even though in Ukraine, you know, when I was telling my brother first time, and he's a little younger, and first time when he got, you know, super confused with his life when it was super critical, I'm like, I am not, like, I can help you as much as I can, but you need somebody on the inside. And he was screaming at me, why would I pay somebody to speak my feelings and everything? Eventually, either I or, you know, with my help, or himself finally got there. He changed his mind. He finally, you know, went, and, you know, we had a nice conversation after. So having a therapist, I think it's amazing, because we're living a life in a world where, you know, there's too much going on, and our brain can process that much, you know, at a time. So we need that.
Right.
We need that. So back to Vinny, I told him, listen, I told my therapist, I don't have a dream anymore. It's very frustrating. I do not know what to do with my life anymore. I have multiple jobs as I used to. And, you know, my transition here as an immigrant was, I'd rather, you know, save my dream, my precious dream. I put it somewhere deep inside, and I'm going to work all the catering and all the cleaning and everything, all the possible jobs. And I'd rather be in the present, and I'll be a cleaning person. I don't want to, you know, hurt my dream. I don't want to, you know, do whatever, and then pretend that I'm somebody, which I was in Ukraine. And you know, it was a transition. So I put my dream on hold. And that hold for a year or two, it was enough to forget about it. And then I'm like, what's going on with my life? So I told my therapist, I don't have a dream, help me, please. And I found Vinny, and I told him a little less truth. I told him, I haven't done it for a while, but I do want to try again. And if it works out, it works out. It worked out, you know. I started releasing songs again. I not stopped, but put on hold writing for other people. I'm like, I need to start releasing music again. That's how my days appeared. And we shot a music video, which was the first music video. And it's, you know, I started building confidence in me being as an artist all over again. So it's like, I'm, you know, big artist in Ukraine, and I am, you know, losing a part of my life, like being gay and like hiding my identity. And here I sort of opened up, and I lost, you know, my position as an artist, because it was just, you know, survival mode, click, and we're surviving here. We're not shooting big for now. Just don't be homeless. That's all you can do. Don't be homeless. And
hang by a thread.
yes, and Vinny was kind enough to help me as much as he could with, even a word or like him, suggesting everything, and just in general, such a wonderful person to work with. And he's been working on this tour for quite some time now. And because the pandemic hit, and that's why when I found him, he's like, you know what, with your ethics and work ethics and everything, and your ability to perform and just your energy, I think you would be a very good fit for a school tour. I'm like, oh my god, I'm all in. Tell me, what is it?
Yes,
right.
And when I got to US, I used to work with kids as an entertainer, and I absolutely love seeing those faces being amazed and amused and just happy, because growing up in Ukraine, probably projecting my own childhood and what I went through, and lots of crying and lots of, just wanted to be a happy person.
Right.
And seeing kids, in general, on the way parents are with them. And probably, maybe not only in Ukraine, maybe in general, parents in the 90s were harder on their kids. But, I saw it all. And I remember that kid in the subway. It was like a movie to me. I thought I'm going to just die in tears right there, because he was just those deep, beautiful eyes, just like looking somewhere, just like he's not here anymore. And his mom just like screaming at him, and he's just not there anymore. And he's just so sad. And that was like, kids are everything. This is our nation. This is our generation, population, or Earth in general. We need to create an environment for them to grow up, confident and strong and beautiful people. So I worked with the kids, and I had a weird job as an entertainer with all the experiments and everything, which, that's a different story. But the part of working with the kids I love the most, because they are just so pure. Those are not spoiled. Those are so pure.
Right.
And then he told me about the school tour. He's like, you are going to become a speaker.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, we've got some of our audience watching you on Facebook Live, Ryals.
Hi there. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, they're drawn in. They're all listening. They're sitting at the edge of the chair, just like we are.
Oh, I love you so much. Thank you.
So I'm taking it you have a great connection with children, and that you love giving them safety and love and support.
I was just playing with my niece and nephews the other day. My mom-in-law told me, you're such an open person. You're that child inside, when just to live and learn. And that's why probably I'm so connecting with kids, because I think we're just like this. I know
that's awesome.
Kids are in the moment. They don't need to know anything about the world. They're like, I want to play. I want to hear. I want to listen. I want you to be kind to me. I want you to entertain me. I remember that, and that's all you need to do.
You got it figured out. You have kids figured out at your age. You sure do. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
are you going to be performing, Ryals, at the schools? You're going to be doing some song and dance, some of your music, and talking to them?
So the school is the school tour partnered with Generation Against Bullying organization and a few more.
Yay!
So
yes, Ryals.
Please do not shut down the country again in the world. Right. We need to go out there. Yeah. I cannot wait to perform. This is the most amazing things to do, to perform, because I live there. It's a funny thing to say, but it's just like it's where I can give away the most energy, and to rile you up. This is
Ryal's gonna rile you up.
this is how I am able to do that. And then after that, or before that, to talk to kids and tell them my story, and encourage them in any possible way, because that artist to me was Lady Gaga, which I couldn't say in Ukraine that I'm a fan, because then it would be an F word. And so I kept it to myself. And I was just listening to all her concerts and interviews, and she's such an amazing artist besides her creativity and songs and everything. She's the person who comes on stage and tells you what a person told you that you're not going to fulfill your dreams. And just in general, you can be free here. And this was my getaway that got me through so many. Oh my God, Rachel.
Oh, they love you, Ryals. Keep talking. You just had a mom that drives for a school bus. She thinks you're a rock star. She loves what you're doing with the school tour.
Honestly, like my heart is.
We need people like you.
And the fact that you're fighting against bullying. Let me tell you, I was bullied growing up my whole life because I was overweight in a very poor Southern community. And I wasn't that much overweight, maybe 20 pounds in high school. That's nothing today for high schoolers.
Nothing.
So, once you've been bullied for any reason, we were a very poor family. So I didn't have great clothes. We had I wore the same pair of shoes every day. It's got to stop.
I feel so related to you right now.
Let me see your closet, Ryal. I don't believe you.
My God.
Let me see your closet.
You will find a few glittery things and 2 pairs of clothes.
Can't never have too much glitter, Kay.
No, so have you thought about, and this is probably my message to Vinny, I think you need to document your tour really well and publish a book after you visit of the stories of visiting all 200 schools, Ryals.
A book.
You got to.
A book about your tour. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading.
These are people.
You are incredible. You are incredible. Thank you so much. And
kids need love. Kathy Collier is a school bus driver. She knows.
They do. They really do. They are super in the present because, when I stop myself and I remember, or let's put it this way, when I stop myself and concentrate on one thing in the present, it throws me back to my childhood right away. Like if I stupid thing, like you're laying on the grass and you're watching an ant, you're playing with your hair and you're not thinking about that you have to pay debt, right? You're just
right.
Put it right here, I can reach it, whatever. You are in the present, and this is all kids are. This is what we were until we got too much information in our brain, so we're just now processing every minute, every hour. We're walking on the beautiful streets with beautiful plants, flowers, streets, what have you, birds, and we're like, oh my God. So the Metro card is going to be $275, and then I'm going, oh my God, I need to call Cruise, and I'm like, oh my God, healthcare, I need to renew it. What about my car? Did I get a fine? And just too much going on.
The clutter. You're exactly right.
We need to take care of those things, of course, and that's what makes it so hard to be in the present. And even though when we can separate ourselves, we still we're already so used to this rhythm. So that's why, to relate to the kids, it's hold on a sec. They don't care about the debt yet.
Exactly.
No. They can be. So, and to make them happy and for them to wake up every minute, not be bullied and want to go to school and want to pursue their dreams and because not everybody have a dream even. And you have to grow. You don't have to spend time in schools worried how you look or what you wear or are you going to be bullied or not, and what your persona have to create to protect yourself, which we all do and which we have done before. You have to figure out life and what to dream about and what to pursue and try different things, and dream about different things. And this is what, we have to concentrate on, growing that confidence and beauty, that kindness and love in general and acceptance, which is happening slowly. And I adore those families who just are so honest with their kids and so just it's incredible.
Bullying is an epidemic in this country, but it is getting better, but it's still going on. And I think with what you're doing and identifying down to their levels, that's huge, and you're going to make an impact. And it's people like you that make an impact in the bullying system that's going on in these schools. My granddaughter's 11 years old, and she witnesses a lot of bullying because I've talked to her about it. So it still goes on. But we need warriors like you to go in and help stop this. I want to know exactly what it is you do in the schools. What do you do? Do you go in there and start dancing and acting crazy, or what do you do?
Oh
with
my
these
God,
kids?
I'm crazy, especially with kids. They give you so much energy. You have no idea. They are
You feed off that. Yeah.
they're all for craziness. And,
I
with them,
know.
I think my inner child's like, oh my God, I can
Uh-huh.
dance, I can sing, I can entertain, I can make a face, I can do
Ah,
anything. I can tell a joke. I can like mess around with you on your level because you're thinking
right.
smart, and I can
And
be
they're
so
cool with
smart
that.
with you. And they're so cool when I was performing. So yes, the school tour is going to be, we're going to get on the bus, we're going to get to the school, we're going to perform, we're going to gather all the kids around, we're going to entertain them with all the songs and dancing as well. And yes, just like Lady Gaga, and
Yeah.
the others, just have that speech and have that encouragement. And hopefully, if there's one person that it's going to help to not think about suicide,
Yes.
or to not think
Right.
about that they are not enough. We don't know what's going on at their homes. They bring their best to schools,
Right.
and schools are basically the field where we are all forced to be together against our will, technically, right? We would not
Right.
always end up with these kind of people. This is the privilege
Right.
of growing up after high school or college. Well, high school, you
Right.
get to choose who are you going to be with, who do
Right.
you want to attract to your life, and so on. We don't have the choice. That's why the new album, one of the I am releasing in the fall. By we are, I just have such a great team that I'm so grateful for, and like they're just have so much help with like shooting the video, producing the music, managing it
Right.
all.
Right.
So I'm releasing an album which is called Forward, and the forward song from this album was actually written for somebody else, and she was 16. There was like supposed to be a new artist in Ukraine, and the producer contacted me and asked me to write a song. I'm like, oh my God, what do I write for 16 years old? I'm going through immigration. I'm going through and then I remembered, first of all, I always, when I write for Ukrainian artists, they want me to write in English. So I always put like an underlying message for the gay kids,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
will figure it out. So I wanted to have that message first. And then I'm like, what was I doing when I was 16? Think, Ryals. And I'm like, I was waiting for life to begin. I was waiting because I knew I'm not 18. I can't travel abroad. I knew that, I'm forced to be in school, or I'm forced to be with people around me, or in college or whatever. I have to like create this identity, protective identity, because I don't know who I am still. I'm figuring it out. So my song is Keep Moving It Forward, Waiting for Life to Begin, is about that. And at the end, you will figure it out. And as Ping said, recently, I wish somebody told me that there's life after high school, because this is all we know. We are still so much in the present.
There is.
That's all we know. This is the world around us, and for somebody it sucks. And what do I do if my life sucks? What do I do?
We had somebody post a question on the Facebook group. Are you going to be touring in Alabama? They would like to see you if you're at a school in Alabama.
Oh my God, 100%. There's
Alabama needs it.
25,000 schools are going to be contacted for the school tour, and whoever is going to sign up. So, sign up, tell the schools to sign up for this program. And we're going to come.
Can Roxy put the program across the screen? Maybe Kathy can see
the name
that.
of the organization. Yeah. Type the name of the organization in the chat, Ryals. Ryals, the other thing is you're visiting schools. I work in healthcare. And one of the things that we are experiencing a lot of are transgender teens are being institutionalized versus, them living at home with families or in foster families that, with the challenges of waiting to transition or beginning to transition. So I'm very sensitive to that because we have two in the community here near my office. And I was like, let me take one of them and live in my house.
Right.
I'm very sensitive to that. And it makes me want to cry every time I hear the stories. So I hope you got a powerful message, and I'm sure it's going to touch a lot of lives. And, these kids, they absorb things like a sponge. They may never come up and tell you. They may be very shy. And, you're pretty powerful. You've got a lot of energy. You're a celebrity in the Ukraine. You live in New York. So as far as I'm concerned, you're a celebrity here.
You're so sweet.
You are.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to have a huge impact on students.
this is, I'm not the only one. We having about, for now, 15 artists going on tour with all the different messages. I'm a gay man who grew up in a oppressive society.
Yes.
With alcoholism in a family who, my dad died from cancer when I was 18. My mom just passed away half a year ago because of drinking. And, going through immigration, life still feels like, where is it going? Like, what is happening? Like, and where is my place in this world? And I finally, when I was talking to Vinny, I hit 25 and I'm like, Vinny, I finally figured it out. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm not that person anymore. I don't need anybody to look up to. I am Lady Gaga in my heart now. I can talk to people now.
You got it.
I reached the happiness, even within the sad moments in life. I am in control of my life to the point, like I can't, prevent me dying from brick falling on my head or something.
Mm-hmm.
I am in control of my thoughts. And this is your life, your thoughts, because we all have a perception of the world just through our heads. So I'm like, I am ready. And he's like, yeah, I know you would come around.
What was one of Lady Gaga's song, Poker Face? You got to take that down, that facade, that poker face. And you can just be yourself now.
Finally, because I'm
really
so
cool.
related to that song. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
I love that song, by the way.
Oh,
listen, I just Googled, I just YouTubed Ryals, RWALS, and you came right up. You're all over the place. So it's like, people, YouTube Ryals. He's got some pretty hot stuff there. He's almost naked in one of them. He's hot. I just gonna tell you, girls.
the things you do for pop music.
Anyway,
Ryals, have you done anything on Broadway in New York?
I have not. I have done musical theater back in Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
And when I got to New York, Broadway, this is my website. Look at this.
Yeah.
there you go.
Broadway was never my dream for some reason. I always, in the musical theater in Ukraine, I got coincidentally, they said, I always wanted to sing and dance at the same time. And while still graduating from Academy of Arts, where I was studying acting, I got an audition for musical theater. I'm like, never thought about it. I guess it's beautiful. And it's such an incredible just life of backstage and on stage, and just like I miss it. But I never thought about Broadway for some reason. When I got here and everybody's like, you got to be on Broadway, I'm like, don't listen to what people think, first of all, because it can confuse you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, should I be on Broadway? How do I get on Broadway? What do I do? And then I'm like, it never was your dream to begin with. So when it's not your dream, and it's a big dream to be on Broadway, right? It takes a lot of energy. There's a million people who wants that too. And if you don't want it enough, you're not going to get it. So I didn't want it enough. And hence, I don't regret it not going there. Maybe later, who knows? Maybe we'll see. But for now,
today it's not your passion today, but it could be later.
Could be later.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's the
How do you get your inspiration to write your music, Ryals? Do you write in the middle of the night? Do you do it early in the morning? Because I'm a writer, but I write books.
Oh my God. I honestly, I would love to read. If you please send me in the chat if I could access.
I'll get your address from you. I'll email you again, and you just send me your address, and I'll have them shipped to you.
Okay. All right.
Because some of them are kids' books.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Yeah.
This is amazing. I had not a dream, but a dream before, later it will unravel. My friend, I have a lot of artistic friends, and they're so talented. Again, we're just, growing up together, meaning like in college and everything, meeting everybody, and everybody wants to be, express themselves as an artist. So I have a friend who's a web designer, and she's an amazing visual artist. I'm like, we one day have to create a book for kids. You're going to, because she also writes amazing stories. So we were like, one day I'll write the music and soundtracks, and I can, voice over whatever, and you're gonna create a whole visualization, which is like a lot of work, but I'm like, you're gonna do it. And so that's just like coming back to one off.
You can do it. How many kids books do you have, Gail? How many kids books do you have?
I've written
written
16
several.
16 children's books.
stop.
And they're all on
wonderful.
grief. They're all on grief. Going through the phases of grief.
Without jokes, and I'm not being polite. Would love to read them.
Oh yeah, no, I'll order them for you. I'll just get on Amazon and have them shipped to you, Ryals. I'll email you and get you.
They're awesome.
I can't believe you want to read them.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I've read a few. Yeah, they're great. They are.
All right. See, I have a witness.
Well, how can parents help support their children? My oldest son was 18, and he said, well, we found out he was gay on social media. I was like, you kind of as a parent think, wow, was there a life trauma? Do I do anything? And I asked him about it. He goes, no, you just know. And I said, well, okay. So I was okay in about 24 hours. Even with the bishop in the background here for all of his adult life. And the church gets kind of quiet. But what can parents do, especially with teens that may say, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm transgender? What would you say to those parents when that child comes to you?
I'm gonna just
that's a tough one.
I'm gonna fast forward just a little for the song Forward. We just shot a music video, and at the end I wanted to portray a scene where he finally, because the whole video, which is coming out in September, I'm so looking forward to it because it's going to be just beautiful. And the whole process was amazing. Thanks again to all the members of the team. And at the end, the whole video is about him battling in his head to come out or not, because I have battled, trust me, my whole life until I was 22. His fear is persecuting him in his dreams everywhere he goes. You can run away from your thoughts. And trust me, I tried. The first time I came to the US, I realized I was 18. I worked as a lifeguard in Virginia. I realized, I can't run away from myself. I'm still feeling the same thing. So anywhere you go, you can't, it's with you. And at the end of the day, he decides, he says, don't be afraid. And he comes out to his parents knowing, and this is not my story, this is the gathered story of the friends and people and just in general what's going on in the world. I want to deliver it to people. He comes out despite he knows what's going to happen. He knows his parents not going to accept him. He realizes that moment when he says that, he frees himself. But, on the bigger level, he'll have to leave the home and he'll have to start a life on his own. And he'll do it, and he's going to be successful and going to be an amazing life. And he's not going to regret about, his parents not accepting them. And that's what happens, unfortunately. So before I, speak the word, what parents can do, I want to also get the word out that not everybody will. And I don't want my friends, I don't want, beautiful hearts to spend their life in regret. Because they talk to me and they're like, constantly in this sad state, and they saying maybe I shouldn't have done it. I'm like, then what would that be? Life would be, you would still try to live to somebody's expectations. Now you've done it, and it sucks because they just turned their backs on you, I beg your pardon. But your life hasn't ended, and your life is just beginning as an individual. So it's sad, and I don't have parents anymore in this life. So it is sad not have that base, but there's still a future of your own. But coming back to what parents could do, basing on my own experience, my mom was always saying, I'm your best friend, you can tell me everything. At the same time, she was scolding me when I was little, when I was painting my nails, getting her stuff. She's like, boys don't do that. Boys don't do that. Boys don't wear that.
Yeah.
Boys don't spend that much in front of the mirror with like curling iron or like straightening iron, whatever I was doing. When I was trying to express myself, even though I know, she was worried that I'm going to be beat up, whatever. I was like putting ridiculous clothes, and plus I was poor as a doorknob. So I didn't have much to put. Whatever I found on secondhand, I would put. I'm like, glasses, whatever. I'm like, I'm so cool. I needed to protect myself, so I needed to find my identity. And she would be like, maybe don't have to. Maybe just be simple, blah blah. And I'm like, I know like now what you were coming from, but then it's very blunt. So you're just telling me not to be myself. So you're not accepting me. So I tell you,
exactly.
It's going to be a completely different situation. So I couldn't come out until I was already on my feet. And even then it was super hard. But what the parents could do is have conversations, as I hear right now they do. And sometimes they don't know. So my husband, who's the friends of them, they're like, all right, I'm coming to your home. We're going to have a conversation, how to talk to your kid. Because, you know, parents just get mad. And when somebody called this little beautiful person gay or F word, whatever, he comes home, he says, they called me that. And, you know, obviously the first reaction, moms get angry.
Yeah.
And you're not gay. Why are they saying that? Blah, blah, blah. And what if he is? So you have to be constantly you know, cautious of what you say.
Right.
Because this is going to be forever be engraved in your boys or girls or transgender person or non-binary. Like, you know, there's a lot of right now, and we are trying to put them in the frames. So thank God the world is evolving slowly, which is going to take so much time, but it is happening, which is amazing. So I'm so happy that we're talking about that. So just be conscious in the conversations that you're having with your child. So when, you know, my husband came and talked to her, and I'm not going to remember exactly what he said, but he was like, but, you know, rephrase, I'm not mad, you know, because they called you gay, because if you are, it's totally fine. It's not for them to like put an offensive way or something. It's not up to them. You know, if you are, it's totally fine. And if you aren't, whatever. But, you know, so like try to read. There's children's psychology. If you, there's a lot of things right now that are accessible to us. We just don't do that because we're used to our previous ways, you know, the way
Right.
So, but have conversations, and maybe sometimes, you know, I know my mom messed up a little with, you know, and oh my God, I got, you know, into this little intrigue with my neighbor when I was 9, and he was a boy, and we were like, la 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 la, you know, just we don't know.
Yeah.
And they put us together because they found out, and they like shamed us so much.
Right.
Their face is just, it's like, we killed somebody, like, sit down, we're gonna cover the murder.
I've been there.
This is what was happening. They were, you know, just telling this is not what you do, and boys don't, and blah, 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 and so on. So, you know, there's just,
you know, you're right. When I came out, I lost my parents. They disowned me for years when I came out. And, you know, when I came out, it was one of the hardest things. Coming from a Catholic family and very, very religious, and it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life to this day. And I'm 60 years old, was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And to have them, I'm 60. I live very well.
What's your skincare routine? I don't understand.
It's the fat. The fat covers all the wrinkles. But anyway, so you just gain weight, you'll be fine.
You just added 30 years in a conversation, and my brain just I'm like, all right.
Blew your mind.
I'm so sorry.
Next week I'll be 61. But anyway, that's another story. But when I came out, it was the hardest thing I ever did in my entire life. And I really needed my parents at that time. I needed their love and their comfort because I was hurting to have to come out. I left a marriage of 20 years with a male because I knew I was gay. And when they said, we're done with you, get out of our home and never come back, you know, you can't imagine the therapy and the tears. I could fill this house up with the tears and money of the therapy I went through. I mean, it messed me up, and it took me many years to come out of that. Now, you know, I'm older and more seasoned and understand, and the world understands more now than they did in 1999.
Yeah.
I'm better. I am. I'm better. But these kids are, you know, there's so much fear to have to come out and tell their parents. You see it, Ryals. There shouldn't be that fear. You know,
I got so angry. So I started coming out when I got here. When I got here, you know, the first boys that I was hanging with, they were asking me, are you you out? Are you going to come out to your parents? I'm like, no way in hell. And then when people were asking me, are you into boys or girls, whatever, they even don't mention gay. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I would die there. I'm like, I need to start life.
Yeah.
And nobody knows you here. Be yourself. And it was so hard to be yourself around that, around accepting society in New York City, you know? And then I started coming out to my friends, and I remember catering at the National Coming Out Day, and everybody saying, you know, it's so hard to come out. You got to come out. I'm so angry. Why do we have to come out? Why?
I know.
In society, I mean, obviously, like, why? But I got so angry. I came home. I texted everybody I knew. I hope you know I'm gay, right? Good night.
Way to go, Ryals.
The next day
Own
was
it,
like
boy.
my
Own
birthday.
it.
The next day was like my birthday. It's like, oh, my friend. The best answer was my friend was like, oh, good morning. You know I'm straight, right? He's so adorable. But there were people that are like, I don't support it, but if
Right, I had that.
I don't support it out of my life.
That's true.
You
Ryals,
know,
we've only got a couple minutes left. Tell the audience where they can find you. Because where can we find your school tour posted? Because I'd like to know as well if you're coming to Atlanta.
Absolutely. Please. I actually texted my manager right now to figure out. This is definitely on virtual network on Roku, and I don't have the information, which is so unprepared of me. I'm like, the school tour, we're coming, and
that's okay. Can we'll just have you back again. We're going on vacation the month of August. We'll have you back in September.
You're adorable.
We're gonna have you
can
back.
tell us all about it.
No rest. Please follow my whoever is out there, either Facebook, it's Mike Ryals Ilani, or just Ryals Official on Instagram, and all the information you can find there, and it's RYALS Official on Instagram, and you can just direct me. What are they doing? DMing, direct message.
I got you.
I'll answer everybody about the schools or where they can apply or anything, because I'll be more prepared, because I'm not right now. I'm so happy to go, and I'm like managing the tour, so I'm just like being an artist. So
I'd like to encourage everybody to visit Ryals' official website. He's got some amazing videos and music up. He's also got a YouTube channel. Ryals, I think you're somebody that we're going to see on the big screen in my living room, and I'm going to say, I know this man.
Well, if it's not too creepy, I'm probably going to be somebody that you're going to see in your living room reading your books, and you're going to have tea.
When you need a mom or you need a place to go for the holidays, call us up. We always have plenty of room at the kitchen table.
Oh, yeah. So they do. They sure do.
I have to follow you guys up in the social media, and we'll definitely continue this. Thank you so much
Nelson.
for having me. You just made my day. Awesome. Probably my week. My heart is pounding with happiness right now. So thank you.
Oh, me too. I am really glad I got to meet you, and we're going to have you back. We are definitely having you back after our
conversation is not done.
Yeah,
we got to continue this.
I might need to have Vinny in the background. I need to interview Vinny. He sounds like a great PR person.
He's such a great
Get them both on there, huh? Him and Vinny. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. So, Kathy Collier says you're awesome. She's that's the family looking for you. Christina Stanley, you're amazing, Ryals.
I love you so much.
I'm
sending all the love, and to all the kids that we're gonna see, I cannot wait. And to all the parents, just be kind to your kids. Just be kind, and don't put yourself forward. Don't project your own insecurities on them. It's a completely different person.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just accept.
You're right.
Being a parent is hard. I don't know how to be a parent yet, but acceptance. You have to have that ultimate acceptance.
You have to accept,
a person in this life. That's all.
That's all.
If you're
love
not
and
ready.
Respect to you.
Well, thank you.
You're
so
right.
much.
And I always say we didn't come with an owner's manual when it comes to children, but we need to respect and love and.
But there's already children's psychology, so at least that's good
right. There you go.
Right? Oh, Ryals, we're so proud of you and your message. And everybody, this is Gail Trico, Christina Nelson, and our celebrity guest, Ryals. I'm so glad Vinny contacted me. Y'all, we'll see you next week on Healthcare 911. And Vinny, we'll see you again. All right, we'll see you and Vinny again.
Love you. Bye-bye.
I'm going to go watch your videos right now.
Absolutely.
Bye.
All right. I'll see you. Bye.
All right, honey. Bye-bye.